What's up? What's up, people? Yo. Not yet, Meridian. Not yet at all. Greetings, Pedro. From Portugal. Wow, Ashley. How are you, man? Alright. Today is an episode that was supposed to be a little bit earlier, but man. What's up, Slug Nation? What's up, Hamze? Hi, Gerard. Thank you very much. Thank you for signing up for the Signals group for October. Alright, people, today's episode is gonna be a little bit deeper. So I hope you guys have a little bit of Wi-Fi, but it's gonna be quite fun. And I think, what's up, Sing? Sing from the USA. Alright, I may have to go and look after the baby like in the middle of the stream, but it's just to make the milk, right? Because we were trying to put her to sleep, but her eyes were like wide open, man. Like we fed her, after we fed her like just a while back, we tried to put her to sleep, but she doesn't seem to be sleeping. So so it may happen. Yep. Yeah, man. This talk today is gonna be beneficial for everybody. It's not just about the market; it's about the ecosystem. So let's let it populate a little bit more. Let's see how many people are there on the stream. Today is a Friday. 22 people watching. Must be lunchtime or something. And it's a Friday, you know. Like I said, I always pick the best times to send out all the deep stuff, because today is TGIF. Everyone's gonna be partying, drinking, and whatnot. But you know what? The most important thing is to just send out the message. So, without further ado, okay, so guys, I've been doing a lot of deep thinking. Now, why are we so worried about the market? And because of course our portfolio is now down, right? Okay, so what do we do, right? Is it the end of the world? Then I thought to myself, I am earning in cryptocurrencies. Everything that I do, this is like my job, right? Because I'm self-employed. I provide consultation. I run the Signals group. I do collaborations. I invest, so on and so forth. So I just thought from a broader perspective. So please refer to the ecosystem services that you see around here. So now, guys, I'm not sure how many people are able to access to. Okay, so all good. The Wi-Fi just stepped out. So, okay, so as I was saying, so what was I saying? Okay, so do you need some help? Okay, so do you need some help? Okay. Oh crap. Okay. Give me a second. I was just about to say something. Then, wait. Okay. See, I told you, man. Fatherly duties. Okay. Yes. What was I saying? Okay, about the ecosystem. So, guys, let me get my chain of thought. Okay, I am now trying to help you guys try to understand a little bit about what I do first, and then you try to apply it. Okay, so what's the ecosystem around in Singapore? Okay, there's very few Bitcoin ATMs. Okay, so there's accessibility to online services for you to buy and sell Bitcoin. So we have localbitcoins.com, which is the Singapore version. I'm sure there are versions like that in your country as well. So these are considered like open peer to peer. Okay, it's peer to peer, so it's based on trust, right? So the thing about localbitcoins.com is that there's a rating, and also usually they take quite a bit of a spread when it comes to buying and selling, right? So usually it's much higher than if you were to purchase it on an exchange like Gemini, Coinbase, or whatnot. Because when you talk about larger liquidity, you're able to bring the fees down. Okay, so let's establish that first. Now the next thing is, after you make, okay, let's just talk about trading first. Okay, let's talk about the simple stuff. So let's say you started buying into a certain cryptocurrency, it made money, you took profit into Bitcoin, you want to cash out the profits to buy and sell. So basically you want to sell so that you can use that money to pay for your living expenses and whatnot. Now, on the flip side, okay, because I have been talking so much about being motivated, being entrepreneurial. Now I'm going to give you a solution. So you have to see what is your situation in your particular country first. I just want to talk about general. So ask yourself, what's the accessibility for you to buy and sell Bitcoin? Can you not, okay, apart from the exchange, is there a peer-to-peer system? So identify the peer-to-peer system first. If the peer-to-peer system is credible, that means, for example, you can go to the ATM and you have your Bitcoin wallet, you exchange, and then it has cash. You still need the old world system, guys, okay? So you still need the old world system because maybe the grocery store near your house doesn't accept Bitcoin, right? And maybe the place that you usually buy food from doesn't accept Bitcoin. So you have to still have that channel that is still easily accessible. Now, this is the part where you are trying to create that stability in the price. Because when people start using Bitcoin for what it's supposed to be, or the cryptocurrencies for what they are meant to be, then the price whatever the price in the market, it kind of doesn't matter. Now, of course, merchants will be thinking, I don't want to lose 30% tomorrow or overnight. So for merchants, it's a little bit more complex in the sense that they will probably have to take profit immediately the moment they accept your Bitcoin. Okay, so I think merchants out there, if you're watching the stream, feel free to let us know how do you usually transact if you accept Bitcoins. Like for me, right, if it's for my living expenses, I will basically cash out a portion of my cryptocurrencies from all the services that I provide, and then it comes back to Sing dollars. Because for now, there's not much merchants in Singapore that accepts Bitcoin directly. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Now, you must ask yourself, if you want to create a portfolio of cryptocurrencies, you have to start thinking of how you can contribute to this ecosystem. So please refer to the chart. So now, if you want to have a strong economy and well-being, you buy food and public health, all these things, right? Ultimately, you have to be able to channel your Bitcoins and back to the real world and the fiat money and back and forth, right? As long as that little thing is met, it's fulfilled, you're able to comfortably accept the Bitcoin and comfortably sell the Bitcoin. That's all you need, right? So this is what it's all about. Why the FUD in China happened was because people started to panic because they won't know when they can cash out. So there were a lot of not only retail investors, there were whales that were concerned as well, because they may not want renminbi, but they definitely want US dollars. And so if they are not even able to cash out or at least monetize their trading, right? Because guys, the whales don't really care so much about the ecosystem, they're there to make money. So when they realize, damn, even if they believed in a particular project, they couldn't hold it because they need to cash out, because every single person, every single member of the trading exchange, they need to cut them off, and then after that they have to refund or give them whatever chance they need to basically take out their funds. So that's what happened, and everyone dumped and the price went to shit. So now, but if we look at it from an ecosystem perspective, it's a matter of whether you want to accept this cryptocurrency as a form of payment or not. So you have to ask yourself, how are you able to contribute to this ecosystem? And it starts from you. Okay, so you are my viewer, you're watching this, you ask yourself, okay, maybe I am someone who is maybe you have a side gig. Okay, maybe you're someone you're someone who's very young, you're a student, you do landscaping, right? I think landscaping is very popular in the US. The kids go around various houses and they start cropping. Now, of course, naturally, the person who you're helping must also have Bitcoin or actually understands what is Bitcoin, right? So it starts with you saying, okay, but I also accept Bitcoin as payment or Ethereum as payment. It has to start somewhere, guys. And then from then, right, people start to like, okay, what's this Bitcoin? What's this cryptocurrency? You get them curious in a very in a very subtle way. Like, so they'll wonder, what is this? Is it like a new currency? What is this? Because in the gaming world, let's say in the gaming world, it's always about buying and selling something. You want to improve your character, your environment, your clothes, the way your character looks and the items. So you need to buy, or you have to go and grind for the item somewhere, right? So this is the same shit. So just treat it like a game, guys. Because if you don't start the ecosystem, no one's going to start the ecosystem, right? It's like, I get myself involved in the scene in Singapore so that I can gradually keep up the awareness. So it starts with you. If you have a small neighborhood or you're in a small neighborhood, you can be the advocate, right? So once you are the advocate and you get maybe the grandma down the road interested about cryptocurrencies, then you teach her, for example, okay, so maybe a few blocks down, there's an ATM. Yeah, it may not be as convenient. Trust me, guys, this is not easy. This is an ecosystem you're trying to set up here. Now, when I looked at it from a broader perspective, people who have influence, so in this case, how was the banking system created? Well, of course, were from very rich, affluent, British or Americans, and they started the whole banking system, right? And then naturally, after a while, they managed to screw everyone, because that's how it works, right? So if we all can come together and think like a like-minded unit, okay, and we must not feel like we are too small. We must not feel, I'm just one person, this is not going to work. Or maybe, let's say, for example, if you're in a rural area that a Bitcoin ATM machine doesn't exist, and buying something online is very tough. But you know what? I realized that even in the rural parts of a particular country, people still have a smartphone. So if people still have a smartphone, that means there is a chance for trade and barter. So let's look a little bit more primitive here, okay? There are places in Thailand that are very rural, okay? I think there are some people in Thailand here, I think they can agree. So for example, right, instead of Bitcoin being traded or cash or Thai baht, it can be like bartering Bitcoin for vegetables, Bitcoin for meat, that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So because there's already a price that Bitcoin already has a price, you can just download a Coinbase and there's already a reference already. And then from then, there you go. You see, you don't need to go to the exchange, guys. You just, it's a peer-to-peer network. That's how it's starting to work, okay? And then after that, right, you ask yourself, how are you going to be able to scale this gradually? So let's say, for example, remember I mentioned about the Gary Vaynerchuk, the 2017 I think like you clear all the trash so start accepting Bitcoin, man. I am sure people, especially if you're in a place where it's quite widespread that people are using cryptocurrencies, you can start selling all the junk in your trunk. Yeah, like for example, whatever that you have in your house, you can start a yard sale and then you say, okay, Bitcoin accepted here. They'd be like, what is this Bitcoin, man? You get people interested. Basically the word spreads. 10 spreads to 100, 10 spreads to 10 and then 10 and so on, and then 100 people know about it, and those 100 people, 10% will share. Just assume 10% will share about this Bitcoin, and gradually everyone will be talking about it, right? And the whole idea here is to make sure that no one gets choked off, because the moment that the financial system gets choked off, that means they can't exchange their Bitcoin or Ethereum, then they're going to kind of like blame you. So always make sure that you have alternative solutions for them. So like I said, if you have a local bitcoin.com, or heck, man, if you don't even have a local bitcoin.com, maybe you can start small, man. Come together, pull together with a group of friends who are going to be able to provide the liquidity. Now, when we do this, it's all about the human mindset. Not to be greedy, not to be unreasonable, that you charge ridiculous prices for people to attain the Bitcoin. You see, this is the part where it gets shitty, right? Because when people find out that I'm being overcharged 20% to acquire my Bitcoin, then people will feel, hey man, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd rather still prefer to use fiat, because fiat is practically like zero, right? Because I make money, it goes into my bank account, I withdraw it, I pay. Why am I going to have to pay 20% more on top for the groceries if I have to do that? So you have to help, you have to really give back by also not being okay, it's okay to be a shrewd businessman, but you try to find your profits from other places. Like, guys, I don't get anything for sharing all my ideas with you all, right? But I make it up elsewhere, because I provide my financial services, right, to people who are creating portfolios and people who are interested in trading. That's that, right? But when you're talking about creating an ecosystem, it's really about giving back. And it all starts with you. So like when I share about Bitcoin, it's just like, oh, okay, you use this service, and then you use this service, and then after that, from then you are able to attain the Bitcoins, or how you're going to buy and sell, and at the same time try to be creative. So this is when you remember when I mentioned yesterday, we have to start monetizing our skills. So when I say monetizing our skills, so that you'll be feeling like, oh, okay, I'm earning this cryptocurrency. It's like you going to work every day, and at the end of the month you're going to get your salary, so that you can pay the bills, the gas, and all that good stuff, right? Gas, your child's education, and if you have a debit card that allows you to have Bitcoin and you pay directly, right? Then the payment gateway has already been established. That means, let me just show you guys. So okay, for me, unfortunately, right? For me, unfortunately, this is going to not work for me on the 15th of October. But I'm pretty sure that along the way, it's going to be opened up for me to start using it again. So cards like this allow me to go up to maybe 20,000 euros of spending or whatever, which is more than sufficient, man. And if you can withdraw, say, 1,000 to 2,000 a day, that's a lot of money, man. You know, so you have to start thinking, how are you going to be helping this infrastructure? First, you have to be part of the community. That means maybe on the weekend you have to come and do like a networking session, you know, share about Bitcoin and how you guys can come together, because I know there are a lot of smart people in my subscribership. I guarantee that, man, who are able to have the influence and bring people together. And that's what you got to do, man, because if you have influence and you are smarter, and or at least you are more well-read, then you have to make sure that you give back. You have to like start thinking bigger than yourself, because if you just, you know, 9 to 5 just keep your mouth shut and watch this YouTube video and no one knows about it, then the ecosystem will never grow, because you're allowing the media to take control about what truly is Bitcoin. You see, because not everyone is going to start reading widely like you and I, for example, or start going and joining all the Twitter groups and the Slack channels and understanding what the developers are a different level, man. If you're a developer, you know what I mean. You're on a different level. So even if you are creating a product or a solution for people like us, it's still very far away, guys. You know, I know that you guys are very far away. So it starts with us, like me and you wanting to trade on something. Like, for example, if I need maybe what do you call it, maybe a new icon. Maybe I need a new icon for my YouTube logo, and you are a designer, and we can skip Upworks, because Upworks takes 20% off, or it takes quite a percentage off, and then I just trade with you. I feel your work is awesome. I say, okay, this is how much I will pay you, and that's it. It's peer to peer. For example, if you are someone who does driving, you're someone who is like an Uber, right, or whatever, you can just say, hey, I accept Bitcoins. You know, you can say Bitcoins accepted here, and then you start the trend, man. It's simple stuff like that. Or if you're someone who cooks very well, over the weekend you can maybe create a cooking class for the wives in the area, and then from then you instead of people paying you US dollars, right, you can of course accept Bitcoin, or at least you teach them about how to get Bitcoin and just say, hey, I actually accept Bitcoin for payment. Then you get the wives interested, because guys, when I saw the statistics, okay, ladies, hear me out, man. I realized that there are very, very little ladies who know about cryptocurrencies. Okay, very little, and the statistics is here. Let me get you the statistics. Oops, wait. The internet is a little bit slow. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so firstly, the Bitcoin search for Google for trends, right? Google Trends is still up. Search for blockchain is continuously going up month after month. It's still awesome. Okay, now look at this, guys. Look at this, man. Dude, it's 3.43%. Like, what the fuck are the men doing, man? I mean, are you sharing with your wives that this works? You don't like, okay, we're gonna, I'm doing some investment. Then they don't even know like what the heck you're doing. And then after the next day, it drops like 30% and you're fucked, man. I mean, like, come on, you gotta share with them what this is. Like, if you don't share and you do your part about what this is, they'll never get it, man. They'll just think like you are doing some high risk shit, and then at the end of the day, everyone gets screwed. I mean, all the men get a bad rap, man. Come on, guys, be smart. Okay, so yeah, yeah, that's right, Mary. So you see, okay, see, this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. Women love to share stuff with their women folk. Okay, it's just a given, man. Okay, if women really appreciate what this space is all about and what it stands for, they're gonna do way better than the men. Because the men are here to just speculate, try to make a quick buck so they can buy the Lambo and shit, you know. But the women, you know what the women are gonna do? They're gonna save for the kids. The women are gonna spend it on education. They're gonna use it to buy the groceries, you know, all that good stuff, all the necessities. Well, okay, that of course if you are a married woman with kids, right? If you are a young, you know, individual, then maybe not. But hear me out. This is how the whole thing is gonna establish itself. So you play a very, very big part, man. You know, it's like, yeah. I mean, this is how it's gonna work. So okay, so you know, in certain countries, I understand that maybe it's legal, maybe it's I'm not sure about what's your the country's policy. So of course, be smart, guys. Be very, very cautious when you talk about it. You know, and you know whether you can use it or not. Never ever like jeopardize your jeopardize your lifestyle or whatever. But the whole idea is make sure that people know about it. Okay, so you see, so it starts off like this, right? I use Bitcoin. I buy stuff with Bitcoin. You start finding maybe debit cards like this, and it looks different from any other kind of card. The women folk get very curious, right? See, why do I want you to start using Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin at least has price appreciation. That means meaning to say, okay, there's price appreciation, there's also depreciation. That means it's very volatile. But am I right to assume that if let's say you have a debit card, $100 is going to be $100. There's no chance that $100 is going to magically appreciate in value. However, everything around you in terms of your food, your clothing, education, rental, it always goes up. It never comes down. But your money is always staying in terms of value the way it is. The purchasing power is dropping, guys. The purchasing power is dropping. You know it. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't have a currency that is going to have a chance, or at least you don't think about investing or whatever, right? Let me ask you a painful question. How long have you not had a pay raise? How long have you not had a pay raise, right? Are your hours the same, or are they getting longer? Are they in terms of what's your job prospects? Do you see yourself getting promoted in the next 6 months? Ask yourself all these questions. If all these answers are practically no, it's still more or less the same, the pay is the same, but ask yourself, is everything around you more expensive, especially as the years go by? I guarantee you it has been, right? I think you've seen a few memes where how much $100 used to buy, say 10 years ago, and then after that 10 years later, how much that same $100, the shopping cart gets lesser and lesser, and then the items are like lesser and lesser. Man, we are all still human beings. We still in fact eat almost the same thing. Like, why should our lifestyle be compromised just because everything around us is going up, right? So we have to start thinking outside the box, guys. Like, man, if you can be able to generate cryptocurrencies, that means you form a business. Just do a side gig, man, like anything, like $50 for a particular service or whatever, and then gradually that $50, because it's still a very young crypto space, that $50 can actually grow in time. And if you are not certain about other cryptocurrencies, just get Bitcoin. Just get Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, there's only ever going to be 21 million in the world. So with that being said, I hope that that you guys try to understand, like, yeah, it is Zappo. It is Zappo. And that's right. Women are more risk averse, guys. Women are more risk averse. In general, women are more of savers. They love to save and they keep it, right? Because you see, okay, let's just try to understand, how are you buying Bitcoin? Okay, so it's very simple. You guys are either working individuals, or you have some savings that you have saved up through the years or whatnot, and then you managed to buy Bitcoin through your local exchange, or you wired money to one of the major exchanges, Gemini, Kraken, GDEX, or whatever, and then you bought your Bitcoin, and then after that you start storing it. Quite straightforward. Now, for the folks who maybe don't have a banking account, right, they would obviously have to get it peer-to-peer style, and peer-to-peer style means that they get charged more than the usual, because that's the way it is. Or maybe you want to buy it in bulk, and unfortunately, because of the verification, the KYC that has to go through, you can't buy in bulk, and you have to buy off the OTC, right? And you are subjected to shitty market prices. But you know what? That's just the way it is. So for now, this is the ecosystem. But you know what? Gradually, even if you had to purchase Bitcoins at, say, what's the highest, guys? What's the highest that you all have paid for Bitcoin? 15%, 10-15%. I understand that in Australia it can go as high as 7%. So anyway, in terms of the fees that people pay, let's just assume 20%. Okay, let's just assume 20%. But if Bitcoin is going to appreciate in value, and it will, say, double in the next 2 years, who cares about buying it at 20% premium right now? It doesn't matter, man, because you're going to have, in terms of the price appreciation of Bitcoin, is going to be double, and then you are able to literally spend more. Or, I mean, if you decide to spend it, of course, and then you can just buy more stuff with the Bitcoin. Like, you can't do that, man. $100 is going to still be $100 after 10 years. In fact, if it's anything, right, the Sing dollar has appreciated against the US dollars, like, gradually. Yeah, so I'm just saying, even the Sing dollars is gradually going up against the pounds. Like, in the past, the pounds was 3-1. That means I needed to use 3 Sing dollars to exchange for 1 bloody pound. Now, I think it's about 1.8 or something like that, 1.8, 1.75. Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, man, the money is getting worse. So do you still want fiat? You want fiat only because you need to pay the bills. Only because you need to pay for your child's education or your child's tuition fees. You only need it because you need to buy clothes and whatnot. But you know what? If there are merchants who are accepting Bitcoin, support those merchants, man. Because if they are in your area, or maybe you are a merchant yourself, be more open and just put it out there. We accept Bitcoin. And of course, naturally, in terms of taxes, taxation. You run a business, naturally you have to pay Caesar what Caesar is due, right? Because you don't want to, evade tax and be a bad citizen and whatnot. Because if you want this ecosystem to grow, the government definitely wants a piece of the pie as well. So you just have to be, honest to it. Be honest and declare your taxes accordingly, especially if you're in the US, because US taxation is very, very, very high, and I mean, it's complex as well. So I'm not a taxation officer, but you know what I mean. So just do that. That's right, Derek. So Derek says that he never worries about fees, just accumulate BTC as fast as you can. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to talk about is savings. Now, savings is extremely important and it's so powerful with cryptocurrency. Okay, so how's our savings like? So what are the traditional savings? The savings plans, they're called endowment plans, right? I don't know what is it called in your country, but we call it endowment plans. So how it works is that they are actually launched by insurance companies. Okay, so they're usually for 10, 15, 20 years or whatnot, and then you save every month. Okay, so you save every month, and then at the end of a particular tenor, it gives you a return, right? They will obviously take all that inflow of liquidity, and then they will usually invest it. It's not going to be sitting there. It's usually used to pay for underwriter fees and whatnot and all that good stuff. Okay, but that's on their side. Now, I'm helping you guys to take control of your own savings, because you see, guys, what is the difference between taking a piece of paper? Of course, naturally, just assume that this is the endowment. Oh shit, it's black. Okay, just assume that it's a piece of paper. Okay, and then you needed to sign, okay, to lock yourself in to a particular endowment plan that was, say, 15 years. Okay, and if you broke that, they are gonna return you only 10% of whatever you are planning to save. Right, so it binds you like, oh shit, because if I surrender it early, I'm going to be able to only get back 10% of whatever I put in, because I didn't fulfill my 10 years. Now, screw that. Be more disciplined. Okay, be more disciplined. Start a Bitcoin savings account. Okay, you can do a Ledger Nano S, you can get a Trezor or whatever you want. Every month, you are going to dedicate a certain portion of your salary into that, and after, say, 5 or 10 years, you go and create a plan for yourself. Now, don't save for no reason. Save and have a goal in mind. For example, you are 25 years old, you have a lovely girlfriend, and you want to marry her in 5 years and give her a good wedding. So from today, you are going to start putting a little bit of your salary, 10% of your salary, into Bitcoin. And that's all you got to do. Just put in 10% regardless of the price. Just buy. Every month you just do that for the next 5 years. 5 years later, you open it up and you see where it brings you. You never know, guys. You never know. It may not only just pay for your it may not just pay for the wedding. It may actually pay for the house, or at least a portion of the house, or it could pay. It could even pay for your holiday, all that kind of stuff. So have a goal in mind. Now, same thing. Whether is it you're planning to do your masters, or you plan to do a degree, all this stuff, you want to retire your parents, then you adjust accordingly. Then you have to allocate more, and you have to be smarter, because guys, you putting it into stocks, putting into endowment plans runs at what, 2.38% per annum or some shit. You're not gonna get rich, man. You're just locking in money for other people to use your liquidity, right? So let's just be smart. Okay, so the financial education starts here, and it's all about creating a plan. Now, okay, I'm gonna start taking questions from the what you call it, the group. Okay, so okay, so okay, there are ways to create passive income. there are internet marketing programs. I don't do internet marketing programs anymore, but I used to do it, and I found that some were actually quite lucrative. But the problem with the internet marketing model is that you have to pay money for traffic. See, you get traffic in two ways: creating content, that means you have to dedicate time to create content, or you buy leads and channel those leads to a sales funnel. Now, usually more often than not many people know how to generate leads, to be honest with you, because you either have to be damn good at writing or you have to be damn good at talking. So I'm shit at writing, but I'm damn good at talking. So and you have to start a channel. So if you watch like my previous videos, you can have a laugh at them. All the internet marketing related stuff is there. I mean, guys, don't join any of those because I'm not part of the system anymore. But I'm just giving you an idea, because with internet marketing related stuff, right, you can start with very low capital outlay and then you can get something going. But the thing is, you have to be able to create content. You can't, and they always say they have a system for people, but more often than not, it does have a system. It's usually just a website with a dashboard, but you still have to get your own traffic. You know what I'm saying? You have to get your traffic from somewhere. Like I am dedicating time to create content, create value, right? It's not meant for you to not everyone's going to join the signals group for sure. It's just, okay, it's there, and if people want it and my service serves their need, okay, people sign up. It's very simple. So you can do exactly the same thing, right? So whether is it a blog, and if you can use if you can use Steemit, would be better, because you're using the blockchain, you're using a decentralized platform, so that the censorship isn't there. Because I think on Steemit you really literally can you can write about anything you want, like anything, and it's just about whether the community likes what you write about, or the community finds it interesting about what you're writing, they upvote you. So you should start Steemit, that kind of thing. And then you start a Twitter account, and then you start putting your content out there and see whether people like, retweet, or whatever. Yeah, and you start getting it going, guys. You start getting it going, man. Yeah. Okay, when it comes to, very good question, Victor Michael Medarozo. Ryan, I have credit card debts. Do I pay it first? Now, when it comes down to credit card debts, you see, if you have credit card debt, okay, you must make sure that you are able to gradually service it. So you see, if you are already, I assume that obviously you have a job, right? Because if you have a credit card, that means you have a job, because you can't have a credit card without a job, because you need to have a credit score. So here's the thing. You ask yourself, what skills do you have? And you use those skills to gradually clear off the credit card debt. Then whatever from your salary, okay, you are going to use your salary to gradually grow your portfolio of cryptocurrencies. Because if you're going to be using your salary to clear the debt, you will never be able to build any kind of cryptocurrency portfolio, because every month you're paying all the shit, right? So now the next thing is, how is your expenses like, right? How is your expenses like? Now, this is the hardest part. No one should feel offended. I am someone who is actually relatively prudent. I do occasionally splurge, okay, especially on holidays. But for the next 3 to 5 years, I'm not going anywhere, guys. I can't, because I just had a baby. So a large part of my attention and time, I'm not going to be spending a lot of money. Most of the time, I'm actually pretty much at home. Occasionally, I go to the office, but most of my time is spent on revenue generating activities. Write this down. You need to be spending your time on revenue generating activities. So does it mean immediately revenue generating? No. You can be spending your time reading a book, reading up on articles, and it can be online, it can be watching YouTube videos, but you must make sure that you're spending your time that is going to help you generate more revenue. It doesn't matter what it is, guys. I really don't know what are your skill sets, but just focus on that. So the moment you focus on okay, everyone has 24 hours. Okay, everyone sleeps a certain time. People who sleep less naturally should spend more time on building up their empire. Because when you sleep less, what the heck are you doing? Are you like watching some YouTube videos or spending hours on end playing games or whatever? It's fine, guys. It's okay to have relaxation, but at the end of the day, are you getting anywhere in life? Okay, so ask yourself, is that activity revenue generating? If it's not, and if you have debt, you better do your best to clear that off as fast as possible. Don't think about holidays all the time when you have a huge ass debt that's waiting for you. And not only that, I know, because I used to work in the bank, so I don't handle credit cards, but I know that the credit card debt is horrible. So what does the credit card monthly do, right? When your bill comes, there is pay minimum, and in your mind you will pay the minimum and you let the whole thing roll. I mean, I was like, don't you know that percentage is damn high when you allow the balance to roll, right? And then the next thing you know, you're paying the minimum on the next month again, and then that amount rolls on top, and you have created this false impression that you're clearing the bill. But in actual fact, you're letting the bloody balance snowball and snowball and snowball, and the next thing you knew, that you are forever in debt because that whole portion is running at 12.88% or higher. I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So going forward, you are going to spend whatever you can afford and you're going to clear your credit card bill. That means it's a full clearance. You're not going to let it roll. You know, I realized this from a very young age. I never let my credit card bills roll because I understood how much they were charging me on top of that. So if you are doing that right now, please wake up. Okay, it's not your fault. It was in a way created that way. So you need to make sure that you clear your bills, guys. Don't let the balance roll. And you know what? Sometimes I understand that you need to pay for stuff, and the banks will forever lock you down because you're in debt. You're indebted to them, right? Please, guys, wake up, man. Okay, student loans. Yeah, student loans is the one of the number one one of the biggest debts, right? Because students, right? They take the loan because of course they need to take the student loan because sometimes the parents are not able to help them financially, so they take up the loan and then they're bonded, and then that student loan takes I don't know, guys. I don't know how long it takes. Okay, but you are going to be like working for free at the beginning because you need to clear off the student loan. Now here's a trick. Here's a trick that I want to challenge every young individual like right now. Go and clear that loan before you hit the workforce. Go and clear that loan before you hit the workforce. I want to see how, because the youngsters these days have more than whatever I ever had. They are smarter, they know how to do a lot of things on their own. It's just whether or not, because majority of the time they may be lazy. It's not that they don't have access to information, it's not that they don't have access to infrastructure, but they can be damn lazy. So you see, usually the character is like this. If I have decently okay parents, I don't have to care about this shit, But if you come from a financially poor background, you know that money is hard to earn, you'll be already thinking 24/7 how you're going to get your parents out of debt, and at the same time you need to get your education done up. You have to take the student loan. But you know what? If you can be entrepreneurial enough and you have some side gigs, some side hustles and side grinds, at the end of the day, you can clear that loan. And guys, you think about it, right? Your loan may be, say, anywhere from, say, 10 to 30,000. Okay, I do not know. But think about it this way. 30,000 is not very hard to achieve if you work hard enough, or if you're smart about the kind of products and services and think about always about scalability. Maybe at the beginning you can't really scale because you can't really hire anyone, but can you scale from an individual level? And online and internet businesses allow you to do that, right? Sometimes it's just about arbitraging. So for example, maybe you start small. Say for example, you bring in wallets. Okay, you bring in wallets, and then you try to sell them on Carousel, right? You bring 1-2 pieces and then you charge a slightly higher fee, something like that. Okay, dude, your student loan is 250,000. What kind of student loan is that? Come on, man. Dude, a degree is like at least 30K. Let's put it at 50K. Come on, man. 250,000. Come on, I wasn't born yesterday. Okay, so I had the chance to clear my loan during the bull run from March to June, but I over leveraged and lost that amount. Okay. Guys, if you let's look at things from a gradual basis. Okay, firstly, if you're on credit card debt, clear the credit card debt ASAP. Okay, if you have credit card debt, clear that ASAP, because that is the most fiercest, shittiest interest rate that you have to pay. Okay, that is the shittiest, and they create this pay minimum amount, and yeah, you're fucked. You don't even know. The thing is, you don't even know, because you're having this salary that comes in. I need to pay the rental, I need to buy groceries, I need to pay for the utility bills, my mobile, my internet or whatnot, and then transportation. Fuck, man, I don't have enough. I don't even have enough to invest in crypto. Guys, why not spend less on random shit? How about that? Let's spend less on random shit. Okay, stop trying to impress, the next door neighbor, and your friends and all that for once. Just dress simple. Okay, stop thinking about buying that new pair of sneakers, or maybe that new fishing rod or whatever. Okay, this is, of course, if you can afford it, please go ahead, but I'm talking about if you can't afford stuff, cut down on the bad habits. Do you drink too much? Do you smoke too much? Do you spend too much time on random shit that is not gonna increase intrinsically? Okay, I always used to have this joke with my wife, because I'm so career driven, so driven in general. She always says, do I need to pay you for your time? Wow, that was like, oh, ouch. My daughter, because my daughter, she always wants to play with me, right? She always say, Daddy, can you play with me? Daddy, can you play with me? Then there was once, I think my wife was a little bit pissed off, and she says, you mean does your daughter have to pay you for your time? And that's the thing about me. Okay, I don't think everyone is like me, but I hope that if you are someone who's driven and you don't have like a family at the moment, now's your chance to make those millions, those bucks, man. Because the moment you realize faster that you are spending on miscellaneous items that are never going to increase in value. Say, for example, if you wanted to buy a very nice t-shirt, and that t-shirt costs $30 to $50, you take that $30 to $50 and you go and buy that Bitcoin. That's what you got to do, right? And instead of smoking 2 packs a day, you're going to cut down on one of those fucking packs, because at the end of the day, you're going to probably die of cancer if you don't cut down on the smokes and the drinks and the booze, right? You use that money to buy the Bitcoin, because you know why? Bitcoin, you can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. So don't come and tell me that you need to buy the whole damn thing. You don't need to buy the whole damn thing. It was made in 8 decimal places. That means you can buy 0.7 zeros and 1 Satoshi of Bitcoin. Right? As long as it fulfills the exchange's $10 per minimum buy-in, you can buy in. Okay? Please don't like tell me you're too poor that you can't buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. Anybody can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, man. And I buy $7 t-shirts at TJ Maxx. Good for you, man, Michael. Good for you. Yeah, guys, so okay, so Bitminer. I live like I'm in poverty and invest everything and study all day. So in some years when I have a family, I can be there for the kids and always present and comfy. Good for you, bro. Good for you. That's the way it is, right? You suffer now. You suffer. Okay, suffer for a short span of time, guys. Suffer for a short span of time. We're talking about you set those goals. You set those goals first. Start either saving your monthly salaries in Bitcoin. That means you start buying Bitcoin in whatever bits that you can afford. Store it away. Just store it away. You don't care about the market. You do not care about what the market does. You do not care that Bitcoin is $2 or $1 tomorrow. Bitcoin is going to stay here, is going to be around, and when Bitcoin is $1, I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to accept it. I'm not going to say, oh shit, Bitcoin is bad, I'm going back to fiat, oops. No, it doesn't work that way, guys. It's just that we have to fight to create the infrastructure. We have to fight to create our ecosystem, man. You know? Oh, Casey. Oh, your front down. Hey, man, what's up? What's up, bro? I thought you were on holiday, man. Why is gas today up 80%? I have no idea, man. It doesn't make sense for gas to be up 80%. Okay, so guys, if you are spending a large chunk of your money on ICOs, why are you doing that? You know, why are you spending a large chunk on unproven projects? Why? 90% of these projects are not going to make it. Okay? That means if you're going to be spending money on ICOs, now hear me out, you're going to have to believe in the project. That means you're going to spend a little bit just to help the project out. Okay, one, that means you're supporting the ecosystem, right? Because these guys, you believe in them, you've already done your due diligence, you understand what kind of problem they're trying to solve. You say, okay, it's like Kickstarter, right? Kickstarters, I think I've seen quite a number of great Kickstarter projects, right? You say, oh, okay, this guy is building something, I'll support by maybe entering with package 1, 2, or 3 or whatever, and then you support, okay? And then you see how it goes. But try to understand one thing, that ICOs are extremely high risk. I'm now telling you guys that you want to create a basket that you can rely on, a cryptocurrency that you can rely on, and it's still going to be around, and that is Bitcoin. I'm not talking about investing in general, guys. I'm trying to get you guys to understand about the ecosystem, because no one is going to allow quantum at the moment. Okay, let's just put it this way. No one's going to use quantum as a mass market payment system at the moment. Quantum is still building its ecosystem, and whether or not you choose to be part of that ecosystem, you can decide for yourself on the 4th of October when the quantum when the token swap is done. I'm now talking about the real life ecosystem. That means you being able to spread the word about Bitcoin, buying and selling Bitcoin, selling that Bitcoin, getting money for groceries, transportation, paying utilities, and all that. I'm talking about that. So you ask yourself, how am I going to earn Bitcoin? How am I going to earn more of it? Right? So the better you are at acquiring that skill, the better you are at providing value, you can start monetizing it. Right? Because if you are not having a particular skill, who is going to pay for it? So even if you say you accept Bitcoin, but if your skill is shit, or whatever service that you're providing is shit, then obviously no one's going to pay you, right? So think along those lines, guys. Okay? Everything is a Ponzi, man. Bitcoin started out as a Ponzi as well. Okay? If you are still thinking that cryptocurrencies are not Ponzi's, I tell you, you're gravely mistaken. Every single cryptocurrency that has, just because it has a wallet, doesn't mean that it's revenue generating. Ponzi means that literally left pocket to right pocket. Let me explain something to you. Let's see how does an ICO start. You submit an idea to the angel investors. The angel investors back it up. Okay, they will say, okay, we'll incubate you. Okay, we have an office. Okay, we'll incubate you. You create your product, because everything is all code. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that code is immediately monetized, that it brings in revenue? No, it isn't, right? Okay. The next thing, because I was your angel investor, I donked in, say, $1 million. Let's say I'm a group of angel investors. I donked in $1 million to this project. After that, I want to get paid. So we launch an ICO with our brilliant idea, with the marketing team and the budgeting. That money goes up. There's a terms and conditions that says, okay, I am not allowed, me as the angel, I'm not allowed to dump immediately. Okay, or whatever. There may or may not be that agreement, guys. Just follow the flow. Okay, so suddenly the value of the tokens, because I will definitely be entitled to have 20% of the tokens as one of the founders or backers of the business, right? So that's called the pre-mine. So I have let's say I invested $1 million, I will have 1 million worth of these tokens. From then, once it ICOs, the ICO will basically push up my existing value. Okay, so that's the first round. So the retail gets the value up already for the angel. The next thing, it launches on the exchange, and that's when it goes secondary market and everything gets pushed up. So where's the product, guys? Everything is a Ponzi. Don't think that quantum is the only Ponzi. Bitcoin started as a Ponzi as well. Because if you think about it, you may say, but no, I had to spend money on mining. That's now. In the past, you just had to download a program into your computer, guys. What are you talking about? You just had to download a program, you spend a little bit of electricity, and then you could mine the Bitcoin. But who gave it the value? Who decided to give Bitcoin that first $1 to 1 BTC? Who? The people, right? But what does Bitcoin do? It's just a transfer of value. There's no revenue generation from that Bitcoin. So it started off as a Ponzi as well. Everything is going down, guys. Come on, man. Everything is going down. Are you kidding me? Look, okay. Look, just... What is not going down is naturally, whatever that's not going down now. Okay, just look at it. Just look at it, guys. Okay, let's just look at... Let's just see what is... Okay, so gas is up 85%. And I have no idea why gas is even up 85%. So you're telling me that the gas is worth more than almost close to the NEO token. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, seriously? You know why the gas is going up? Because the market cap is only 129 million. It's a pump, guys. It's a pump. Fuck. Come on. Okay, what else is going up? Ooh, Loopring. Loopring is going up 56%. 43, what is this shit? It's 43 million. You see, look, when you look at the more credible projects, see, when you look at the market cap, 215 million, and then after you see 10x is only up 26.36%. You see, when a market cap of a solid cryptocurrency goes up, usually more often than not, 30% is the maximum. So this is something that we've looked at, especially from crypto grinders. We notice that as the market cap progresses, for it to rise up astronomically, there's a cap, because like I said, it's harder to move larger cap cryptocurrencies. So what else? Zcash. Okay, as you can see, Zcash 452 million, only up 13.75%. And after that, guys, it's all less than 10%. Edgeless, Singular, DTV is below 5. So guys, try to if you're trading, okay, here's a tip now. In this market scenario, in this current situation, look for smaller take profits. Okay, look for smaller take profits. Why do I say that? Because in this kind of market scenario, if you can make 5 to 10%, you're good. In this space, in this kind of volatility, 5 to 10%. Don't think of getting 30%, 50%, 100%. Please. We are not in that kind of scenario at the moment, okay? The only reason why you're going to have a 30% bump is because from a fundamental perspective, okay, here's what happens. The whole market has already tanked. It has already tanked, guys. So if you want to see an increase in your crypto, you need to make sure that you're in the fundamentally sound ones and not the shit ones, because this is just market psychology. When the market comes back to health and full strength, the good stuff benefits first, not the shit stuff. I repeat that again. The shit stuff, the shit stuff will not benefit when the market tanks aggressively. The shit stuff only gets attention only when people get bored. Say you see Bitcoin back up at 4,500. Say you see Ethereum close to 300 to 400. When everything is going sideways for the big boys, the fun stuff will start to happen. So now I'm giving you a tip. You've been asking me for tips for trading and investing. Get your money into the good stuff first. Whatever that is being hit, that is okay. Please ignore whatever is big deal. Okay, whatever is the good stuff. Are you shitting me? There's 1,113 cryptocurrencies. Are you serious? Okay, never mind. Okay, so anyway, the good stuff is the top 20. Get the money into the good stuff first. If you're not sure and you're watching my stream for the very first time, get your money into Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's all you have to do. Get your money into Bitcoin and Ethereum, buy it, and go away. And that's all you have to do. Because when the market starts to recover, Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin will all benefit first. That's what you got to do. Simple, right? Okay, guys. Riding the waves coin. Okay, the volumes are very, very thin. At the moment, the volumes are so pathetically thin that if you made 5% on a trade, go for it. Now, I'm sure that you've been seeing the eToro commercial come up, right? It's been popping up, especially if you're in the scene of crypto. eToro is not it's actually a very good platform, guys. But try to understand one thing. Only when you know how to use leverage properly and you have an ample account, an account that can be able to at least tank the hits, and you have a very solid trading mindset and setup, then I would encourage you to go and open up an eToro account. But for now, please don't go and open up an eToro account, and then after that what you do is you put in 100 to 1,000 because they know that when volume are down, people are struggling to have volume. What can provide that is leverage, because that 1,000 can become 10,000 if that's what eToro is offering. So you can use more. You are able to control 10,000 worth of coins, and then after that, but don't forget, crypto is extremely volatile. And the moment suddenly a swing happens, your whole account is going to get taken out, okay? And at the same time, you're going to lose that $1,000. Sure, you may say, hey, $1,000 is nothing to me. That was what I wanted to invest in anyway. But why not do this? Why not grow it properly by getting it invested in the right stuff that are already established and fundamentally sound? You want to speculate? How about do this? $1,000, okay, you have $1,000, 50% goes into Bitcoin, okay? The other 50% you can allocate into, say, OMG Quantum and Metal, something like that. Or you can have 25% of that 50% into Ethereum and the other 25% into Litecoin. Done. You're done for the month. And you move away. And after all this FUD has passed, you look at your portfolio again. Just do that. Simple, right? There's no more leverage on cryptos in eToro, bro. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good then. Stomping partridge. It's not blind leading the blind. It's a tool that's been around for the longest time. There's nothing wrong to have a platform like this. I think eToro, the eToro team has been doing very, very well. But like I said, 90% of people don't know how to trade or use leverage properly. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, well, don't be greedy, right? So shorting is a very great way of protecting your position. Okay, so for example, right, you are long-term bullish on Bitcoin. You are long-term bullish on Bitcoin, but you know that you feel it from a technical perspective and you feel it based on the fundamentals around that Bitcoin is going to go down. So you decide to do a short on eToro at one time. So basically it's just one time. That means there's no leverage. So you just short, you're still holding your Bitcoin position. That means you didn't liquidate any of your precious Bitcoin. You used a contract, okay, and then from then this contract allowed you to mirror the price of you selling. So not only that, you held on to your Bitcoins and you used the short position on eToro to literally ride the way down. The moment you ride the way down, just remember one thing, that you're paying rental. So don't forget that as long as that position is open, it's ticking away. So my suggestion is, from crypto, whenever there's a sell down and you already earn, finish off the position and close it off. Don't let it keep running. If you feel that it could go another leg, okay, fine, go another leg. But close off the position, realize the profit, reassess the reassess the trade again. And if you feel that say Bitcoin can go another leg down, open a new position so that you don't have it running, you don't have that position running and you're paying rental, because eToro is earning from the fact that it's also earning from the lending. Okay guys, it's been an hour. Thank you so much for watching as always on a Friday. You guys are awesome. I think for the fact that you all are always learning, especially on a Friday, guys. I'm actually very touched. We're having 130 plus people watching the stream and they're learning, they're coming together. So guys, remember what I said about the ecosystem? Remember what I said about doing your part to create the awareness in cryptocurrencies? At the same time also, make sure the key takeaway is that you spend time on revenue generating activities. Okay, so start picking up a book, start picking up some skills, and at the end of the day, guys, build that portfolio of cryptocurrencies, start saving in crypto. Okay, and long story short, take action, guys, take action. All right, guys, TGIF, God bless. Spend the time with the loved ones. And remember, like I said, we're looking for lifelong sustainable wealth, generational wealth. We're not here to do something today and tomorrow it's gone. Crypto is here to stay. Blockchain tech is here to stay. All right. Create a community if you don't have one in your community. You be the anchor. You be the creator. You be the one that gets people together to talk about cryptocurrencies. And at the end of the day, share this video, like this video. If people don't even know about my channel, share it, man. It will help people open up their eyes. And after that, especially if you share with them, you give them a book. You tell them, hey, read this book. Buy Andreas Antonopoulos' The Internet of Money. Pass it to them. Say, hey, I'll lend you this book for a week. I just want you to take a read what it's all about and see whether if it interests you. If not, return it back to me. Simple stuff like that. And you know what? I do this kind of stuff a lot of the time. I usually just give away, books like this and then just let people understand. I mean, I usually say I'm lending it to you because actually I want to keep the books because I always use it as reference. But sometimes I just want people to know and learn. And people have done the same thing for me. Like, I didn't know how to play poker very well. So a very good poker player actually gave me Phil Hellmuth's book, right? And I read a little bit about it and I became a little bit better because sometimes the way I think about how poker is being played is very different from how the pros are playing. So you have to think and give you a different perspective. If a book or a conversation or a network event allows you to do that, then do that. All right, guys. TGIF. Thanks so much, Crypto Grinder.